And as it says here, you end up with exposed dermis, so it really goes deep. And then a nodule is like a big papule, and those can be pretty darn big. And you'll notice it doesn't necessarily penetrate into the dermis, but it pushes down into the dermis. It can be very painful.
An ingrown hair be considered?
That's folliculitis. That's just an ingrown hair. That's what it is. Now, you can develop like a pustule from an ingrown hair, but the actual process of having an ingrown hair, it's referred to as folliculitis. Itis, meaning inflammation of, follicule being a hair follicle. So here's some lovely pictures of our skin disorders. I want to wait for Patrick. Where did Patrick go?
He might have left because of this.
Oh, really?
No, I think he went to the
Was
bathroom.
that, does it bother you?
It is kind of gross.
Sensitive, but-
I think he went to the bathroom.
Okay, I'm gonna wait for him to come back before we talk about skin cancer. Anybody known anybody who has skin cancer?
I've known somebody, but
I
I'm
do.
not very close to them.
My friend used to go to the tanning bed and she got, the close to skin cancer.
Okay.
No, never.
Not actual skin cancer.
Yes.
Anybody here ever had a scare with skin cancer?
I was scared.
Yeah, me too. But mine was nothing. I wasn't
And mine was
scared.
nothing either.
Yeah, mine was, it's the type of thing where they're like, I think we better biopsy that, take a
Well-
look at it. That's what mine was. And then you spend 2 weeks like this.
Well,
I mean,
here, what
it
happened
takes
with
so
mine
long.
was there was a spot right here and it hurt if I touched, and I was like, it just felt weird because it was sting, but it didn't look like there was anything there but a freckle.
Right.
So that's the reason why I went and had it checked, but
And did they biopsy it?
not, she froze it with some little thing.
Oh,
She
okay.
says it comes
Yeah, see,
back.
I had a spot on my arm.
It
They did
worked.
such a good job, I don't even have a
Thank
scar, I don't think. But, it was like, it was a little bigger and it was flat, and he said, I'm not sure I'd like the look of that. And they biopsied it. It takes forever for the test results to come back. And then you
It was
sit,
just
and then,
like a
the phone rings, or you get a voicemail saying, hi, this is Dr. Brewer's office calling, can you please give us a call back? And you're thinking, oh my God, this is it. Yeah, everything's negative, everything's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Alright,
Could you
so
just
we're waiting
tell
for
me that?
This is, we're looking at skin disorders. So a basal cell carcinoma is, if you were to say there's a less bad kind of skin cancer, the sequence goes like this. Basal cell is the least dangerous. I mean, you want to get it looked at and they will remove it, but the skin margin that they have to remove is pretty small. Squamous cell is the next level. That's more dangerous and can become a real problem. Malignant melanoma is the worst and can, without a doubt, be fatal. You can die of malignant melanoma. It's gotten to a stage where it can have spread into your lymphatic system, and
Can't that like go undetected?
it can. I mean, the scary thing about malignant melanomas is they frequently have a bluish, it's almost like you just have a bluish tint to your skin in an area. It's not, a basal cell, you can look, a basal cell or a squamous cell, it's a spot on your skin. Malignant melanomas sometimes I just had a client who had a malignant melanoma, and she's fine, but she had to have a very large section of skin on her foot removed. It ended up, she lost like this much skin. They had grafted from her thigh. But it was not obvious. It was just this bluish tinged area of skin and her husband's a doctor. And he said, I think it's nothing. Whatever. And it was like a bruise that wouldn't heal. And finally he
Sue
said,
him for malpractice.
Yeah, exactly. I asked her, I said, are you gonna sue him? She said, no.
So other than
It would just be your own money if they're.
Yeah, that's exactly.
sunlight, what are things that can cause cancer?
Sun exposure to UVA and UVB, it's radiation, which is what we get from the sun.
That's
Yeah.
the only way that you can get malignant
All
melanoma.
kinds of crap in there.
Is through radiation, exposure to radiation,
Yeah.
generally yes. But by radiation, you understand every time we go in the sun,
Yeah.
we have, UVA and UVA, it's ultraviolet, it's a type of radiation.
Bob Marley died from malignant melanoma cancer,
Right, yes.
and I was trying to figure out how.
So, you know.
Well, wasn't he Jamaican? I bet he was in the sun an awful lot, just
He
because
had
you're
that
African
one injury,
American.
he said it came from like a,
He didn't
like an
smoke-
injury or something like that.
What was it?
That's
I
why-
will
that's
look
where I was-
that
yeah,
up,
that's
but
what
my
I was
understanding is the skin cancer is caused by
Well,
exposure
I
to
know it was in
radiation.
his toe. I can't imagine. Well, I guess he's barefoot all the time. I guess.
Well, there was this whole
That's
conspiracy that somebody gave it to him. So,
I don't think
like
it was-
like
I
a, like
don't know, I'll look that
like
up,
some
that's pretty
conspiracy theory
interesting.
type stuff, you know?
Okay, I love it, that's
Sorry.
interesting. Alright, so common warts, who here has a wart?
I did once upon a time, but I got frozen.
Mine's gone.
Are warts contagious?
No.
Nope, some are. Plantar warts are contagious.
Is that a word?
That?
Yeah, forever.
No, that's like a deep cow. Well,
No, I think
Is that a wart?
it might be a wart.
I think it is.
Might be.
There.
But no, warts,
Never.
there are certain, I mean, genital warts are contagious.
So
Uh,
I had one under my
Well,
finger.
they are. Plantar warts. So here's the thing, if you're massaging somebody's foot and they have a plantar wart, because you know, plantar, that means on the
Oh,
bottom
yeah.
of the foot, that's the aspect of the body you'll find a wart, a plantar wart. It almost feels like a super hard callus that goes deep into the skin of the foot, and it's usually painful to them. I generally recommend that people get rid of it. You do not want to touch that. It is
Would
contagious.
you get it on your hands or would it go to your foot?
How would
No,
you?
no, it would go to your foot. But
Plantar.
the point is you don't want to be
So what do you
massaging
do?
that
The wart.
and then massage your next
plantar
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, plantar wart.
So, or touch your eyes or.
So what do you
A
do?
plantar wart is what she's talking about, but it's not.
If
No
you're
Yeah, I'm
pictures.
just trying to
Yeah,
like get
wash
the
your
video.
hands. Yeah, just-
I don't know, that's why it
Wash
scares
your
me
hands.
because whenever we were
So
taking
you can watch that
reflexology and we were talking about all
We
the
have, like,
stuff
all the
that's
videos
contagious on
possible.
people's feet.
Okay,
And-
look,
Really?
But I'm not gonna be able to see if they have all that stuff going on.
I understand. And that,
That's
you
just
know,
not
what,
nice.
all kidding aside, it's a good point.
You forgot
You won't
about
be able to see athlete's foot. You won't be able to see fungus on their feet. And I've definitely had clients where I've been massaging their feet, and I have had to say to them, "So what's going on with your feet?" "Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've got some athlete's foot."
That's not good.
Okay, which is very contagious.
Yeah.
So you may have to be a little cautious about that, and just make sure when you're doing an intake that you really do ask them. I just need to know because I can't visually see any issues going on with your skin. Do you have, and you might even have a list of things that you give them: athlete's foot, plantar wart, any active herpes lesions, anything like that, that they can communicate, so that they understand what they need to communicate to you. A lot of people don't know shingles is contagious.
Yep.
Now, it's only contagious when the blisters are up with shingles. Once the blisters have dried, it's no longer contagious. But shingles is contagious. A lot of people don't know that. And you will get, I can guarantee you, people will come in and they'll say, "My shoulder is killing me. I don't know what I did. It hurts so much. I can barely stand it." And you will undrape them, and you might notice that they've got what look like blisters on their shoulders. And the reason their shoulder hurts is because they've got shingles. I've had that happen to me twice in my career.
So what is shingles like?
It's a type of herpes. It's a type of chickenpox. Chickenpox is part of the herpes virus. And if you have
That almost
had
killed me.
chickenpox, then you already have this shingles virus in your body.
I got it.
So and
I had
stress
chickenpox
usually brings it
twice.
out. I've had shingles.
Doesn't
Oh,
only
really?
come like on one
I
side.
hope I
of
don't
the
get it.
bottom.
Generally,
So that
yes.
could be like a heat bump also? No.
He got it because
You mean like a heat rash?
Like, you know, people, like athletes and stuff, I feel like
I'm
these,
glad.
Like prickly heat?
yeah.
Yeah, but that's different. I mean, that's not gonna hurt the same way.
Like,
Shingles feels like muscle. It feels, like I had shingles very mildly. I was very lucky. I got it on my shoulder here, and it started to go up my neck and face, which is very scary because shingles on your face, a lot of times the nerve pain never goes away. And so I was like, oh God, no, please. And I was so lucky. I felt like it was God kind of warning me that I needed to back off on my life, because it ended up clearing up very quickly and it never spread that badly. But yeah, so just be aware, shingles is contagious. So that might be a good thing for you to do, is have a little checklist for people, just to, so they know specifically these are things that you shouldn't be touching. If you accidentally touch something, I have to tell you guys, I've been a massage therapist for going on now over 23 years. I have never contracted anything weird for my clients, other than maybe a stomach flu, or, you know, cause your clients will show up sick. Because when you're sick, a massage just sounds so good,
Yeah.
like maybe that will make me feel better, and you're not thinking about the fact that you may get your massage therapist sick. And I've literally been working on people, and they've said, oh, I'm so sorry, I need to get off the table, and I've stepped out, and they've like gone and thrown up. And I'm like, are you okay? They're like, yeah, I'm really sorry, I've got the stomach flu. I'm like,
Oh, thank you.
thanks. And the
Thanks
next
for
day I
sharing.
wake up and I'm sick. So, but I've never gotten a rash, warts, anything sexually transmitted, nothing weird, no funguses, nothing.
In
from
that kind of
clients.
situation, you wouldn't make them pay, or would you make them pay for your time? Like, what do you
Oh, if they
think?
got sick during a massage,
Yeah.
yeah, they pay me.
Okay.
Of course. They book the hour. I mean, I did the massage.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, if someone were to call the same day and say, I've got the stomach flu and I can't come in, I don't charge them. I mean, I have a 24-hour cancellation policy, but that's at my own discretion.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody's child is sick or
Right.
whatever, but if they abuse it, if someone calls a lot with problems like that, then I put them on warning and then I start charging them. Okay, common warts, contact dermatitis caused by shampoo. So dermatitis, what is dermatitis? Itis
Inflammation of the skin.
of the skin, very good, inflammation of the skin. So
Good.
contact dermatitis means that something has come in contact with your skin and irritated it. Okay.
Would that be like poison ivy or?
No, poison ivy is exposure to a plant that causes an allergic reaction. Yeah, well, I guess in a weird way, but not really. Contact dermatitis is more like your shoes are rubbing on your foot and you get a contact dermatitis. But like one of the pictures up here shows contact dermatitis caused by shampoo. So I guess in a way you could say poison ivy is like a contact dermatitis.
What